Good day, everyone. Ali Safi here from Safi Financial Network. Today is August 7, 2024. Here is another daily analysis. All right, we just had a kind of like a very wacky day, I should say. And today is Wednesday, and Wednesday always are very, very famous for being wacky day. So because lots of numbers are coming, and people seems like they're just getting too much emotional at this stage. S&P 500 just had a fantastic move to the upside, just a gap fill here in this area in the daily chart. Exactly 53, I should say 53, 53, 25, 26, and then sold off sharply. And right now we have seen that still pressure is on the sell side. Market is just going down below yesterday low. And this is very, very important, guys, just because if we get below this half line of this shadow, uh, even in future market or even tomorrow, then we can see some kind of like a sharper sell-off is coming down the road. Because today price action, to be honest, is not bullish because we had a great rally to the upside and then sold off sharply to the downside, which market was kind of like almost a 2% for Nasdaq. For S&P, I think it was like a 1.5% to the upside. Right now, we ended up to like a 0.55, 58% to the downside. So this is hourly chart. And as you see here, we kind of like getting into higher, higher, higher low, but we already broken this important channeling up to the downside. And the market is just, I think it's going to find support somewhere around here for a next pullback, potentially to this area. And is it going to be a sell signal? So it seems like market doesn't have any bullish momentum right now. Even in a daily chart, we can see some kind of like a very, very interesting price action happen. Just I show you here. But weekly chart is different, guys. So the only positive thing that I see from S&P 500 is this chart, and this is kind of like a weekly chart. The reason is still we have 2 days more for this week, Thursday and Friday. And right now, I should say, uh, we can see some kind of like um, bounce back up to just make a hammer candle. So if it gets like a hammer candle, we can get to the upside at least for maybe 1 week or two before September. Then sell-off is coming. Ultimately, you know that I'm pretty bearish, especially at this stage of the game. I think that July was the top for the market, significant top. But the only thing that I'm just discussing is we may see some kind of like a bounce for a next short opportunity. I hope that happens. A 53, a 54, 53, 13. That's going to be a great bounce area. This is going to be a good ascending head and shoulder. Everything is getting to kind of like a bear side. Then we can see some kind of like a sharp sell-off by end of this year. So I should say market is in a very, very fragile right now. And the only thing that I see there may be a solution for a bounce is just a weekly candle. Otherwise, the daily momentum is pretty bearish. I know that it's oversold, but oversold can be more oversold. And this kind of like a stochastic and a slide here for a long time, and you can't predict actually this one is going to get back to the upside. Right, the MACD is very oversold. RSI is getting very oversold in daily chart. So all indicators are showing us a very oversold price action and also oversold momentum, which is kind of like a normal during kind of like a flash crash, something like this. This is very, very normal. Moving on to Nasdaq, which ended up like a 1% negative after hours. This is crazy, folks, because Nasdaq was almost positive 2% today. Just gap fill, rejected, and getting back down. So this is kind of like the scenario that I'm seeing. We may see some kind of like a downside push. Again, middle of this shadow. Um, this is very important because if we lose this pivotal point, we're gonna see lots of more downsides actually for Nasdaq. It can go all the way down to 15,000 to 16,000, which I had it in my chart, but I didn't expect that one happens just very, very early, very soon in August. I thought that this is coming like a bounce, like a big ABC corrective move to the upside, and then coming down C wave to the downside. And in October, we are getting to here, but seems like market is just panicking. And this panic in the market is everywhere. If you go to fear and greed index, so if you just go here, fear and greed index, this is by CNN, and this is very, very interesting. So right now we are at extreme fear, folks. If you just to see that we are at 20 extreme fear, usually extreme fear, we will see a bounce. But this extreme fear can stay here for, I should say, a week. A market can go down 20% in that week. So just because we are at extreme fear, it doesn't mean that we are gonna see a bounce right away. We can see some kind of like a staying here for a long time, and then we can see some kind of like a pullback to the upside after when there is extreme fear, when everything is very, very bloody. We can see some kind of like a bounce. Moving on to Dow Jones. Let me go to Dow file. Here is the Dow chart. So Dow is forming another bearish consolidation here, and we are just rejecting the same price action for Dow. So it seems like this gap is very huge. So this gap on Friday, there's still lots of sellers here. Whenever we get to this level, two rejection already. So and this rejection today was very strong. So we can see this pivot is going to be engulfed by Dow. We can get to kind of like a very, very low side of this pivotal point, somewhere around like a 38,000, 100, 200. That's going to be the level that I'm looking for Dow. Moving on to gold, which was kind of like a positive, then getting to the negative side as well, like the other market. When everything goes red, gold is going to sell off as well to just to protect people from margin call. I should say we're going to take this pivot to the downside, but 2,300, that's the area that I'm looking for. Gold, this box is very important. If we keep this pivot area, so somewhere around 2,300, then if we are getting back to the upside, that would be kind of like a multi-month correction. So this is very, very choppy price action. If we get kind of like if we hold, I should say 2,300, then we can see some kind of like a very interesting price action down the road for gold, because this one can break out to the upside when Federal Reserve is going to just pivot or cut the rate substantially. That multi-weeks, I should say multi-months consolidation can break out to the upside. Fantastic price action is coming for gold. And you know that this is going to be one of those days that everyone is just piling on gold, and gold is going to just go to the new all-time high one day after each other. Silver going down. Silver is just on track on our kind of like a prediction. We kind of like a going down to this area. I should say $24 to $25 per ounce is going to be a fantastic area for silver. If you're a buyer, I'm going to buy silver with two hands here in this area. So we will see how it goes. Moving on to crude, which had a fantastic move to the upside. Great surge, 3%, 3.22% to the upside for crude. We just got below this nominal low 2 days ago and just getting back up. So we may see some kind of like, I should say, a higher low here, or lower high, actually lower high. And then we can get to the sell signal again. So somewhere around 76, 77, that could be the area that we are looking for a target for crude. Right now it's 75, 79, which is not far away from that area. Moving on to individual names, starting with Bitcoin. Bitcoin had a kind of like a negative day, didn't have positive day. It just went up and then shortly just sold off. So 1.73% to the downside. Bitcoin, I believe this is very, very important low. If it holds here, it's going to go very, very nicely to the upside, I should say. Bit can get doubled from this price, but time will tell. Ethereum goes down. Ethereum is lagging, obviously. It can't hold even this pivot. It goes down, middle of this shadow here. Bond yield just getting to the downside as well. So bond yield getting back to the downside after 2 days surge can go lower low to this level. Right now it's below 4%. Treasury is actually, bond yield was negative. Treasury just gapped down. Doji bar. I believe Treasury is getting close to end of its corrective move. So this is kind of like a sharp sell-off. we can still get to 93 to 95, then we can get back to the rally. And when this rally is coming, Treasury is going to go higher very, very substantially. I should say exponentially to the upside. Wicks after yesterday, kind of like a tumble, it's just getting back to the upside today, just barely positive. Still higher shadow is here. I should say Wicks market is bottom, guys. So VIX, whatever goes up, so it's going to be very, very limited. Dixie just getting back to the upside because people just liquid their positions, especially last hour trading session. Dixie goes up, and this is just it. And we can see some kind of like a dollar getting strength to here to 103, but 103 is going to be the final level. And we can see another kind of like a downside move for dollar, which is going to increase the price of precious metals. Moving on to magma indicator, which was kind of like interesting, positive, ended up negative. Just a $2.23 down after hours took a hit. Apple, this is going down as well. Optic actually 1.25%, but it was very, very positive. So Apple is one of those names that hold up very well. This is gonna gap fill this area. I should say 215. That's gonna be the level that I'm looking for, the maximum target for Apple. So if it gets there, I'm gonna just probably getting ready for short. Amazon 84 cents 84 cents up today. Still candle is negative, and it just took a hit after hours as well. Meta $5 down today. Microsoft at $1.18 down after hours. It took a hit more. Seems like Microsoft is going to go down more, even to here, to this area, 380. So 360, that's the level that we're looking for. Google going up, then coming back down after hours. It took a hit. Netflix $1.91 up and then down after hours. So this is kind of like the bearish momentum. This is absolutely dead cat bounce. We can get a touch to this area to 550. Tesla was negative, to be honest, the entire session almost. So just barely positive early session, but sold off sharply. So Tesla is getting back to the bearish momentum, I believe. This pattern is kind of like forming a very, very nice bear flag. And then after that, we can see sharp sell-off after that. So Tesla is in negative price action, folks. Don't buy this at this time. Moving on to semiconductors, which were kind of like a leading to the upside early morning, but look at that. So they just engulf to the downside. I should say the lower low is coming for semis. 188 to 200 is coming down the road. SOX, the same pattern here. It can engulf this palette. It can go to 176 to 180. Taiwan Semiconductor goes up nicely after this demand area touched, getting to this at 160 and then coming back down. AMD, which is not a good stocks these days. It just had a 1 day positive and everything was negative, and then it didn't have follow through. So AMD can go down 111 to 116. I should say even can go lower to sub 100 level. NVIDIA just going down 5% after great move from this demand area. NVIDIA, as I said, it can go lower, but I was expecting NVIDIA to get at least to 112 to 120 for a short position to get here. So it didn't give me a chance. Hopefully it gives me a chance for another kind of like a short opportunity. Market, as I said, it doesn't have a bullish momentum. When we see 1 day or 2 days positive, then it's getting back to the negative side, which is kind of like unfortunate for VR, just because we're short and we want to take a better position. Texas Instruments going up and then coming back down as well. Lam Research $22 loss today. It can go lower, I should say. 650 is very, very important level for Lam Research. It's heading to this area. Moving on to financials, XLF after positive a morning, it just came back down. KBE going down as well, engulfing pattern. KRE the same pattern here, but after hours it just gained a bit. JP Morgan going up today, 6 cents, but that candle was not good. Goldman Sachs took a hit after hours as well, 279. Bank of America 38 cents down. Wells Fargo 7 cents down as well. Moving on to gold miners. Gold miners are getting to the downside. It's just hammering. I believe that still lower low is coming. Potentially, this area is going to be a bottom for them, 29 to 31.2. GDXJ, the same action here. 35 to 37, very nice area. However, there is going to be a demand here just right below these pivots around 39. AEM going down as well, $2.77 down. Newmont's coming down as well. Franco Nevada hammered today. Franco, if it loses these pivotal points, it can go lower to sub 110. This is scary. Gold Barrica going down, 58 cents down as well for Gold Barrica. Again, if we just get above this $18, $19, then we can see lots of higher highs for gold miners. Still looking for bullish price action, bullish momentum for them, but not for now. XLE, 35 cents down. Exxon, OIH, $1.66 down as well. So when these stocks are down, this is meaningful for crude. Exxon just $1.52 up, consolidation. This is holding very well, but Chevron is going down. Chevron is lagging, obviously. So these brothers actually they don't talk to each other. Exxon is okay, but Chevron is just going down. All right, guys. To be honest, have nothing to say. Market is just going exactly what we have predicted. Not exactly because we were waiting for bounce. This bounce, as I said, is it going to be a shallow? Yes, a shallow bounce, but I expect actually still the bounce is going to continue. We will see a choppy market down the road for August, but this is going to be a short opportunity. This is very scary if you want to talk about long positions for a long time. Have a fantastic evening. See you on the chart, folks. Bye-bye.